As you probably know by now, I think that DC Fandom was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. But I'm going to highlight three things. You maybe have seen me talk about these in other videos, but I want one dedicated video, three things that I'm taking away from it that I very thoroughly, let's say, enjoyed from this. I got to kind of exclude the Wonder Woman thing because we know much of what's going to happen with that. I know some of y'all guys saw Cheetah and you're really stoked on that, but we got much of what we're going to get with Wonder Woman. So let's talk about like stuff going forward. Talk about new things. So new things that I'm more so excited about that we saw that we didn't really see before going into DC Fandom. Now, first and foremost are the games, particularly Gotham Knights. Very excited for that. That looks to be something that is right up my alley. I've discussed a million times what my perfect game is, and that is a lot action combat, true action responsive combat system set in an online environment in Marvel or DC's universe. That isn't, of course, an RPG, more massive RPG. That's my perfect game. And we're starting to see games that entertain this. We got Avengers on Marvel's. We have this game. We have the Suicide Squad game, but just kind of just doing this open world cooperative experience. So hopefully we go full RPGs. I love to see a DC Universe Online 2 with that action combat system of something that's very similar to the Avengers and in that setting, though of what DC Universe has done a great job of, and that's giving you guys content as well as placing the characters that you have in like different settings, going to Metropolis, Gotham, and Central City or what have you. So I hope that we get more of that, definitely with the growth of the like going into the next generation. There's so much that we're going to be able to do with hardware that they just simply were not able to do previously, and hopefully that means that we get more games like that. So first and foremost, I have to say that the Gotham Knights thing is that's what stuck with me. We saw that, I was like, yes, pump my fist. I'm really excited for that. Second thing that I would say that was positive. Yes, I have to think uber hard. I actually planned. That's why I said three things, because I had three things I already thought about, but I got to remember them because largely this was a crap show. But the second thing that I guess we can discuss is, yeah, I mean, Batman looked pretty decent. I talked about how I was not really, I don't want to say fond. I didn't know about. I'm not fond. It has nothing to do with it. It's more I just didn't know about Paddington Bear. Robert, whatever the guy from Twilight is playing Batman. I didn't know much about him, so people would always come ask me. They know Batman, my favorite character. How you feel about the casting when it first happened? And I didn't have much to say because I don't know much about him. But it was we got our first really glimpse at it, and it looks to be a believable year two Batman story. Decent trailer. I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens, but it does seem believable. It doesn't, like, I guess people expected Twilight Batman, and that's not what you're getting, and they're not completely oblivious to it, and they're assuming that they're actually trying here. But time will only tell as far as the movie. But I will say I was stoked, and I was certainly excited about that. So that would be my second thing that I thought was amazing or cool. Let's say good, positive. Third, of course, is Milestone. So Milestone Comics is these original black characters in this setting. It seems like they're getting some. Dwayne unfortunately has passed, but they're getting the guys involved. Looks like they're relaunching DC with DC in combination with DC Milestone. They're branding, and you're getting some stories that are going to happen by way. I think they confirmed with Icon, Rocket, if I'm not mistaken. A Static is coming. I think a web series is coming by way of him, or excuse me, a digital series is coming by way of Static very shortly. And Jim Lee was there, and he talked about all kinds of things. So there's some milestones coming back, and in February of 2021, that is great news. I keep ragging on these. Well, I almost said a word that I don't think YouTube likes, but I keep ragging on these weirdos. Let's call them that. About, look, man, just give us original black characters. Not all of them are going to hit. It's going to fail. White characters fail all the time, so it's going to happen. But just try to work on some original heroes instead of giving us these tokenized, goofy versions of characters that we've already seen. And Milestone is a brand that I know with the licensing and all of that sort of stuff probably was getting in the way. But that was something that DC kind of had that they could have expanded upon and it looks to seem like they are, but they're in combination also tokenizing some characters with this whole multiverse thing. So unfortunately, this is going to be a disaster. But Milestone may be a positive note, and I'm excited that it is coming back. I want more of it. This is February, like I said, so we'll get some of that, and I'll be covering that news as we get closer and closer to that date. Maybe even start doing more milestone-based videos. I know I talked about it back in the gap, but I'd like to maybe do some more videos, remind you guys of what Icon is. Definitely now that I'm more of I'm more accomplished these days as a content creator, I got more at my disposal in terms of making the videos come to life. So maybe we do something like that for Icon, kind of like what we just did with like Thor. So I would like to do that, and just to get you guys familiar with that, because a lot of people don't know what Milestone is. They don't know static comes from that, and I would like for you guys to see that. So those are my 3 things. If I can recap, I didn't talk about Suicide Squad as a game, but we talked about Gotham Knights as a game. Suicide Squad, because we didn't get no gameplay, I can't say much about it, though it does seem to be similar with the cooperative experience, and that's what it's about. Second, Batman looks to be solid, looks to be pretty decent, as well as, what did we just talk about? Milestone Comics, of course. So those are going to be my big takeaways and the things that I enjoyed the most, that I can at least look forward to with this pile of garbage that DC seems to be hell-bent on actually running into the ground and listening to people that don't buy books. But that's going to have to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to follow me on all forms of social media. Until next time, y'all be easy. Peace. Yo, thanks for checking out the video, but many of you may not know that I'm the front man of a band called Backwards. All the music is live on all major digital platforms, and you can check out our music videos on our YouTube at youtube.com/backwordsmusic. That's BACKWORDZ music. Or visit our website at backwordsmusic.com. We had an incredible debut album release, and we are currently gearing up for our second album. So be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't jammed our other stuff, go check it out.